Big Herc 916, positivity, motivation. Go pick you up a hat, man, at nsfa.co or tank top or a t-shirt. We'll be actually, the tank tops and t-shirts will be dropping real soon. So look for the drops because we're going to do a limited run on those. So yeah, go pick you up one and represent, let people know that you're never settling for average. You know, I drop a lot of game over here, try to lace you guys up. And there's a lot of things that I talk about that a lot of people don't want to talk about. So those things I'm dropping on Rumble and Locals because I can't drop a lot of that content over here. Some of it political, some of it is not with the social narrative. So you understand, go to my Rumble, Big Herc 916, and you know, support. And then you can check me out on Locals also. I'll be over there under Fresh Out. But man, I was just hollering with one of my guys I grew up with. He used to manage a lot of club promotion stuff, and he used to do a lot of things in Hollywood. And we were just talking, man, how the game works over there, and how a lot of nepotism, and it's all about who you know and connections and different things, and how a lot of it is based around leverage. What do you have over somebody? How can you exploit that? Now, if you come in and you have money, you know, you come in, you're a baller, you're a dude who takes that legit money and you want to, you know, or illegit money, you want to put it into something. One thing you got to realize is that you at that point now are the base, and now you got like, it's like you're a piece of meat, and all these different animals are trying to get some of it because they know, you know, everybody wants money in Hollywood. You know, production companies, entertainment companies, they're looking for financiers. So if you have money, you're in a different position. You're not, you can use that as leverage, but you got to always be able to read the fine print, because even when you have that leverage, there's a lot of tricks. I've seen guys who came in with money and they got milked because of the contracts that people put you in. It's like, oh yeah, you get 20% of all net. You're like, net, okay, shit, 20% of net off of 2 million, okay, but you look at the paperwork, there's never a net. There's a gross, but it never nets anything. So you will get 20% of nothing, and when you go through the accounting, you'll see so many expenditures that it'll make your head spin, blow up, your head explode, because you'll never see anything. And then you got international rights. You got a showrunner for the international sales, and we're going to sell international rights to Venezuela or Germany or UK, and then you're thinking, oh, that's more money, but then it grosses over there, but there's no net because of this expense, that expense. So it's a crazy game, man. You got to always read the fine print. I've seen contracts where, even in my situation, where we're doing something with Fresh Out, and the guy's like, yeah, man, I'll blow you up, man. I like your product, blah, blah, blah. First, they try to see if you got a trademark. If you don't have a trademark, they're going to try to rob you there. And then, you better make sure whatever your logo is, they'll trademark that shit before they get off the phone with you. Your copyrights, you got to have your copyrights in order. If you don't have your copyrights, you go to pitch a script, they will steal that script. I'll tell you before you can leave that room, and they'll have somebody copywriting it, rewriting it, and it'll come out with a name that's similar to yours, but the lead character, instead of being black, he'll be white. That's the game in Hollywood. It's a dirty game, man. And so, you got to be careful what you pitch, and even if you have it registered at the WGA, Writers Guild, Writers Guild Association, or I can't remember the exact acronym, but that doesn't really protect you. You got to copyright your script to make sure you have it locked in. So know that, and going into the game, be prepared. But like I said, the financier is one end. The when you have a product, that's another end. And like I said, going in with a script, going in with a show idea, a lot of people that run these big entertainment companies, they don't really have original ideas, but they're great at knocking off other people's ideas. So you got to really know your idea. And a lot of times people will try to discourage you and tell you, oh man, that's not that good, blah, blah, blah. We heard that before. Somebody else is working on that. And it's bullshit, man. Don't let somebody discourage you and tell you that they've heard your idea, somebody's already done it, you got to do this, you got to do that. That's the game, man. Or you got to do this contest. They want you to go through this American Idol roundabout. And yeah, some people do find success like that, but what happens when you sign up for those programs, and if it happens to blow, they have a large chunk of what you've already invested. So they own you. And that's what they don't tell you, whether it's, like an American Idol or a Shark Tank route. They own part of a large stake in your product. But in Hollywood, it's the same thing. You go to these festivals, you might get lucky, but you're playing the game like everybody else. The most direct route for success is having a direct contact. You have a direct contact, that contact will put you in the game, and that's how it happens. That's why when you watch Netflix or Hulu or Amazon Prime, you see some of these shows, you're like, who made this shit? This shit is garbage. You know how many horrible shows I watch on a daily that I don't watch? I just watch the trailers and I'm like, man, you mean to tell me this shit got made and I wrote some bomb shit and it's not, I can't get it picked up? So it's a really dirty game. It's a lot of connections. It's a small circle. You're talking about 1% of the 1%. But if you are determined and you don't want to have to sell your soul, you're just going to have to really be patient and stumble upon that right connection, that right plug, and it'll happen for you, man. But Hollywood, it's a crazy hustle, man. It's a crazy hustle, and being on the entertainment side is different than being behind the scenes at the creative side, and they're both very intertwined with who you know. And like I said, going back to what I said about the leverage, is having some type of leverage usually, and that leverage can come in a form of, like I said, the financier, the money in. It can come in a form of somebody trying to exploit somebody for, maybe it's drugs, maybe it's sex, but it's always some leverage. Hollywood is always leverage. It's no different than politics. You'll make it to a certain point, but they need to have something over you to get to the next level. Because that's what can always bring you back down if you don't do the right thing. That's why, you see a lot of people, they'll blow up and then something will be exposed and they'll be like, well, what happened? And they have some leverage on them, man. So Hollywood is a game of leverage at the end of the day. Connects is one thing, that kind of circumvents a lot of that. That's why when bad press comes out, they can keep moving. But that leverage is something else, man. If you don't have the connect and that leverage comes out, then it could be the end of your career, and then you'll have to try to, really beg to get back on because they'll blackball you, man. So the Hollywood game, it's a dirty game, but I figure you young people out there, I'd put you up on a little something because I know I've had to learn the hard way, and I don't want you to go in there with a false impression thinking it's one thing and it's not, because a lot of people you see that are really moving and shaking, they're 2 degrees away from like an uncle, cousin, relative that's in the game that's helped them out. But coming from nobody, if you don't know anybody, it's a lot different. And on that path, you just got to be careful that you don't compromise yourself and it comes back to bite you later on. So, hey man, Big Herc 916, keeping you laced up. Go to muscleupdetailspray.com and pick you up some merch.
Hello, I'm Big Herc 916. Contact me for life coaching and motivational speaking.